Welcome to Salad with a Side of Fries. I'm your host, Jenn Trepeck, talking wellness and weight loss for real life. We're here to clear up the myths, misinformation, bad science, and marketing to teach you how to eat and how to cheat. Are you ready? I'm having salad with a side of fries. This week, we're talking about organic bread from heaven. And I have to admit, I don't remember where I learned about this, but someone mentioned it. And I added it to my list, what feels like ages ago. So we're finally here taking a look at it because, by the way, most of the time I add these brands to my list and then I look at them when we do it together. I know, contrary to what you believe, you think that I spend my entire life looking at these products, which, I kind of do. Anyway, here we go. Organic bread from heaven. So their website, it's kind of funny. It gives me like early internet vibes. In just the design, the aesthetic. Anyway, at the top of the website, they have all their icons. It says USDA organic, dairy-free, nut-free, but coconut oil, egg-free, soy-free, sesame-free, and certified delicious. And some of these are icons that I think they made themselves. Some of them are the official ones, and it's cute, a little potentially misleading, because they made some themselves and those are mixed in with the official ones. But I think the plus side of this is these icons all cost money when you have the official ones, and I don't know that there's necessarily an official soy-free or egg-free, badge or anything. So just an observation. We can see right at the top of their website, they have all kinds of baked goods and products. So breads, bagels, English muffins, buns and rolls, challah, crumbs and croutons, even gift baskets. So their whole website is plastered with pictures of kids, which makes me think these are really about food for the whole family versus a specific diet or approach. And I'm curious about frankly, what they're all about and the impetus behind the company. So I see it says it's a family-owned and operated bakery in Gary, Indiana that ships worldwide. So they have a bit of a biblical reference in their mission, which now explains the name Organic Bread from Heaven. And then they also highlight that they specialize in real sourdough. So essentially, they bake and ship in the same day. Everything is baked to order, no preservatives. They say everything freezes well. So essentially, the recommendation is you place the order, they bake it, ship it the same day, you get it, and stick it in the freezer. You can order online, over the phone. It shows up at your door, made just for you and your family. So I went to the About section to try to learn a little bit more, and it's really cute. The whole About section is just family photos. It's like, it's sweet. It's all the generations of their family behind the bakery and then the families who run different pieces of their company. So, all right, let's look at the product. And I go to look at all their products and I'm like, wow, there is a lot here. So in the interest of being able to compare and understand, I want to start with the bread. So it's the 100% sprouted whole wheat sourdough. And the first thing I noticed is the price because it's $7.99. And maybe I've been living in New York for too long. Maybe I have spent too long looking at products that are, protein stuffed. And so there are these specialty things and they cost a lot more. But the $7.99 sounds really reasonable to me. And then you can also subscribe. I'm assuming that's some kind of an auto ship thing, and save a little bit more. So their marketing description says nutrient-dense and delicious bread. No added gluten in a sprouted bread is almost impossible to find, but here it is. We're sure you will love it as much as we do. Hearty and healthy, slightly dense because it's so nutritious and very moist. We're sure you will love this real sourdough sprouted bread. So you know me, I'd like to see the facts. Do you remember that TV show? I don't know, I think it was Dragnet where the guy was like, just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. So I want the facts, nutrition facts. All right, here we go. Serving size of the bread is 1 slice. You get 80 calories, 0 grams of fat, 17 grams of carbohydrates with 3 grams of fiber, 0 grams of sugar, 3 grams of protein. So from here, it's really what we would expect from bread. It's mostly carbs. With a net carb of 14 grams, I don't know that I would necessarily recommend eating 2 slices if we're in a place of focusing on blood sugar balance. Of course, we want to pair it with protein, fiber, quality fat to balance those carbohydrates. Just an observation. Like I said, I mean, this seems like typical bread in terms of some of that stuff. Okay, then the ingredients. We have organic sprouted wheat flour, organic sourdough culture, organic apple cider vinegar, water, sea salt. That's it. Very simple. I love that. I'm a fan of those ingredients. And honestly, I kind of love that they're not protein packing this bread. I've said it before in other nutrition nuggets, not everything has to have added protein to the ingredients. And I feel like when we start to add some of these things, that's also when we get into the land of tons of additives, because then you're trying to adjust flavor and texture and all of these things. So I'm a fan. I think it's also worth noting a couple other things that they have on the label. So the label also says in very big letters, no added yeast. It also says 100% whole grain, real sourdough, local or family owned, free of 8 of the top 9 allergens, no cholesterol, no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives, no mold inhibitors, no dough conditioners, no added vital wheat gluten. And it has an icon that says organic is non-GMO and more. So this is where we find really, I think, the crux of the whole thing. Putting together these call outs with the nutrition facts and the ingredients. This bread is eliminating allergens, not necessarily about meeting certain macros or having a low-carb bread option. So as long as we're clear on what it is, I really like it. And then also with that point too, all the pics of the kids makes more sense to me now, because this is really about helping kids with allergies enjoy all of these foods and probably foods that their friends eat. So I was then poking around the site and I couldn't help myself. I noticed the sourdough pizza crust. So this one's $5.99 for a 9-inch pizza crust. Nutrition facts are for one slice, there's 8 slices in the whole pizza. One slice is 70 calories, 0 grams of fat, 14 grams of carbs with 1 gram of fiber, 0 grams of sugar, and then 2 grams of protein. The ingredients list, by the way, is almost the same as the bread. It's just organic unbleached wheat flour. And then the same organic sourdough culture, organic apple cider vinegar, water, and sea salt. And then also on the package, all the callouts are the same. So again, I mean, I'm a fan. I just think we want to understand it's a higher carb product, which is what we would expect from pizza crust or bread. I love that they're not trying to be anything other than what they are. They're not trying to meet the latest social media or wellness thing. They are designed to minimize or eliminate allergens and eat our favorite foods that are often eliminated for people who have nut, seed, egg allergies, or even people who are allergic to a lot of the additives that end up in a lot of breads. Well, before I sort of wrap up my thoughts, Adriana, what are your thoughts? What do you think of organic bread from heaven?
I love this. This is exactly what I love, is they are true to their vision, exactly what you're saying, and they're not trying to meet the latest whatever. They're actually making bread for people who want to eat bread the way bread is supposed to be made and how it used to be made. There's supposed to be nothing but flour, salt, and that's it. And there's water. Like, I absolutely love it. I personally don't eat it because I wear a continuous glucose monitor and I don't do well and I spike a lot. But for somebody who is fine eating bread, oh my gosh, this might be one of those amazing gifts I might send to one of my friends who still have bread to, no more shopping for bread in a store. I love this. This is a great find.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, organic bread from heaven might be the godsend you're looking for. If you need something organic, dairy-free, egg-free, nut-free, soy-free, sesame-free, glyphosate-free, and according to them, certified delicious. So I haven't tried it either, so I can't say if it's delicious to me or not. I'm curious if you've tried it. Definitely let us know. And if you need an allergen-free bread or baked good organic bread from heaven might be the answer for you. Just remember, it's not a lower carb or a baked good offering better macros. They are exactly what they are. Well, as always, everybody, I'm your host, Jenn Trepeck. Connect with me on Instagram or all social media. I'm at Jenn Trepeck, JENNTREPECK. Website is asaladwithasideofFries.com. Pick your platform, send a message. I love hearing from you, your ideas, your questions, your takeaways. This is also the easiest way to learn more about working with me as your health coach. Adriana Schumann, thank you again for being here with us this week.
Thank you, Jen. It was fun. I appreciate you, your work, and having me on.
Likewise. And friends, if you are not already, become a member of the Happy Healthy Hub. You'll go to asaladwithasideofFries.com/membership. This shows your support for this podcast, this community, and above all, it supports your health. On top of this week's episode and full video with behind-the-scenes pieces, your 24/7 Ask Me Anything, and our community board, you'll get this week's recipe for the fall vegetable soup, plus Adriana Schumann's house wellness guide, so you could go room by room, minimizing and eliminating those toxins in your environment. Well, friends, that's it for today's episode of Salad with a Side of Fries. Congratulations for making yourself and your health a priority. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to click subscribe or follow on your favorite podcast platform. Share us with a friend, and we'll be back next week. Always remember, you deserve it, and you are worth it. Happy healthy.